Hey everyone, welcome back. Making a recipe, actually 2 recipes. Excuse the hair, I've been working outside, cleaning out the shed, just washing up the outdoor chairs and all that stuff. So I'm a little disheveled, I think is the right term. So today I want to make 2 recipes. These are not my recipes. I will link the original recipes down below. We're going to make, before I was vegan, one of my favorite snacks was cottage cheese. And I also loved feta cheese. I liked all cheese in general. And I haven't had either one of those since I've been vegan. And that's been, what, 8 years now? Long time. Anyways, I saw a recipe on It Doesn't Taste Like Chicken. Sam has an amazing website. And she's got a YouTube channel as well. And she has a recipe for quick and easy vegan cottage cheese. And so I printed it out. We're going to give this a try today because, well, I'll share how I like to eat my cottage cheese. And so the comments under the recipe say that while it's not exactly like traditional cottage cheese, it's delicious and it's great when you use it in things. So looking forward to trying that. And then we're also going to make vegan feta cheese, and it's made with tofu. And this is from plentifullybasedblog.com. So I will link this down below as well. So you can go to the original creator. Because like I say, I'm not creating these. I'm trying these out. We're trying these out. I have not tried either one of these. First thing we're going to do is get, I think we'll get the feta started. So the feta cheese, what you have to do first is sort of brine it in salt and red wine vinegar. And the recipe says to press the tofu for 5 to 10 minutes. I've got a tofu press. If you don't have a tofu press, just put it between some clean towels and set a plate and a couple of books or heavy cans on it. You don't need a tofu press. But if you have one, then it's great. And I do love mine, and I use it all the time. And I will link it down below. The recipe says to cut it into cubes, 1-inch cubes it says. That seems pretty big. I don't know. So the first thing I'm going to do is just cut it in half. Okay. And then cut it in half. Half. These are more like 1/2-inch cubes. 1-inch cubes is a big cube of feta. And we're gonna just let that brine. So let's put this in a container. Can you see what I'm doing? Yes, you can. It's beautiful here. Put the screens on the windows. It's just been awesome. All right, perfect. And now you're supposed to pour the brine ingredients in there, but I'm going to put them in a measuring cup and then pour them in there, because I just think that will be a little bit easier to mix everything up. So it calls for 2 cups of water. I guess it's a good thing I pulled out a measuring cup. I should have read the recipe. So 2 cups of water. I'm assuming cool or cold water. Okay, 2 cups of water, 2 teaspoons of salt. And 2 teaspoons of red wine vinegar. Now you end up draining most of this and then making a marinade for it, but it has to sit for at least 12 hours in the brine. You know what? Do I want something bigger so that let's use that container for the cottage cheese recipe. fill up. Is that better? Is that better? I don't know if that was better. But I do think the lid on that one seals better so I can shake it. All right, so let's pour this in there. Oh, yeah. Perfect. Does it say to put it in the fridge? Place in the fridge, covered for at least 24 hours. Okay, so there's that. I'm just going to set it over here because I don't want to bump the camera. Okay, so we've got that done, and we'll use this for our cottage cheese. Yay. All right. So the next recipe, so I will finish this one tomorrow. The next recipe is the quick and easy vegan cottage cheese. I am so excited for this, you have no idea. Okay, so it calls for 1 block of silken tofu. Now, I couldn't find silken tofu. Silken tofu is a really soft tofu, but when I looked online, most people agreed that a soft tofu could be used. Now, it's not going to maybe be quite as smooth, but needs must, right? Do what you can. Okay, so we put that into the blender. Okay, and now we add in 1 tablespoon of nutritional yeast. According to the comments or her notes, it does make the cottage cheese a little yellowier, not the sort of crisp white that a regular cottage cheese is. Okay. But it's to give that umami sort of cheesy flavor. What was it again? 1 tablespoon of nooch. Okay. 1 teaspoon of apple cider vinegar. One teaspoon of lemon juice. Don't judge. This is all I have. I tried to find lemons, but I couldn't find any. And then 1/2 teaspoon of salt. Awesome. This is a 1/2 teaspoon. Yes, it is. Because, okay. Now the only thing she didn't add is any oil. I'm going to add just a touch of olive oil. I think it'll give it a good mouthfeel. Maybe I'll regret that. We shall see. All right. So now we blend this in the Vitamix or whatever blender you have, NutriBullet, whatever. But we want this really smooth. Was going to happen. There's not a whole lot in here. Man, nuts. Should I have done this in my magic bullet? Hope not. Well, we're just going to do it slower. I mean, cottage cheese is lumpy. We're adding another. Well, you'll see. This is not going to be. What did she say to do in it? No, she says a blender. All right, so we'll just do it nice and slow. While that's doing its thing, okay, all right, so the next step is to use a 1/2 block, and she says firm tofu. I've got medium tofu. I'm going to use what I have. I'm trying my best to resist the urge to taste this. I'm not going to taste it until it's done, like all of the ingredients are in there. Okay, so the next step then is to crumble in half a block of tofu. Like I said, she uses firm. I use the firm one for the feta. I'm going to squeeze out some of the liquid. It does not say to press this or anything. But I think we'll just squeeze out some of the liquid. Okay. And then I'm just going to use half. And now we crumble this into the soft part, and this is the curds. And this is one of the reasons that I think medium might work better, is because the curds in cottage cheese are soft, not hard. At least not the cottage cheese I was used to eating. And I think, like most things, this will taste better tomorrow. I love cooking. Get to play with your food. So this is going to add, obviously, moisture in too. Whoops. Because the medium tofu isn't pressed or anything. Whoops. But it's really easy to crumble. Okay. Now let me wash my hands. Okay, so you can see what that looks like. It's starting to look a lot like cottage cheese. I think it will get a bit more loose, liquidy by tomorrow, because the moisture from the tofu will have released. But that, my friends, is it. That's all you need to do. We're going to taste this. I don't think it's going to have a whole lot of taste. Then again, cottage cheese doesn't have a whole lot of taste. So we'll see. I'm almost afraid to. Now, it has been a while since I've had cottage cheese. That's pretty close. That's really pretty close. It's good. Really good. So, we listen and we don't judge. It's that thing on TikTok. I'm going to tell you how I used to love to eat my cottage cheese. The reason I loved cottage cheese was because it was an easy snack. High in protein, low in fat, easy to grab, and a good carrier for things. I ate it mostly in two ways. And I can tell, I know you guys are going to judge me for this, but I would put it in a bowl and put ketchup on it, salt and pepper and ketchup on it. That was one way I loved to eat it. And the second way I loved to eat it was with peaches, like tin peaches on it. So you'd have the salty with the sweet over top, and it was delicious. So that's how I'm going to eat this. This isn't really very salty. That's really remarkable. Let me plate it for you. Okay, so I've added my peaches. give this a try. Don't knock it till you try it. The salty and sweet, I think most of us have tried something that's got that combination. So that's what this is. Oh my God, I'm so happy. You have no idea. Perfect. Sam has done it again. I'm telling you. Check out It Doesn't Taste Like Chicken. She is amazing. I don't know how she does it, but she is spot on with all of her recipes. That's delicious. Absolutely delicious. Okay, so that is the cottage cheese. I will come back tomorrow to put the feta in the marinade. I'll show you that. And then I guess the day after to try it, because you have to let it marinate. So. It is 24 hours later-ish. And our next step is to drain about 2/3 of this brine that the tofu has been sitting in the fridge. Maybe a little. Okay. And now to this, we are adding the following. We're adding 1 tablespoon of red wine vinegar, 1 tablespoon of olive oil, 2 tablespoons of lemon juice. Oops. I'm sure fresh is better, but I don't have fresh. 1 teaspoon of salt. And it says 1/2 teaspoon of oregano. I might add a little bit more than 1/2 teaspoon. I might add a teaspoon, because that's really the only spice we have in there. Just gonna taste this. Yum. And now I'm going to put this back in the fridge for another 24 hours, it says. And we will come back tomorrow. We'll come back tomorrow and give it a taste. Hey everyone, welcome back to day 3, the final day of the feta cheese portion of our video. So as you saw, that day 1 we did the brining. After 24 hours, we drained about 2/3 of that brine and we put in the marinade. And now it is the next day, day 3, and we're going to taste this. I have not tasted it. I've given it a couple of little shakes. And there's Sophie. Hi, Sophie. And so I don't have as high hopes for this as the cottage cheese. That cottage cheese is amazing. This I'm not so sure. But what we're going to do first is taste it on its own and see what it's like. All right. Here goes. It's pretty flavorful. It certainly absorbed the flavors from the marinade. Does it taste exactly like feta cheese? No. No. The cottage cheese definitely had more of the taste of the original than this. But it's not bad. It's good. It tastes like a firm cheese. But here's the thing. Feta cheese, cheese in general, is just the curds of milk, whatever milk you're using, animal milk. Tofu is soybean curd. So it's soybeans and then the curds from that separated from the liquids. So it's actually very similar as far as what it is we're eating here, and it's got a lot of protein in it. Okay, so let's try it in something. I've got some chickpea salad here. Let's put some of this in there and eat it with that and see if, you know, what it tastes like when it's in something. There we go. So let's taste this when it's in a recipe. All right. It's not bad. Is it the best recipe I've ever tried? No. I've not tried other feta recipes. But I think that the tofu certainly absorbed a lot of the flavor. It does add a lot of flavor to the salad. It has absorbed a lot of that flavor. And I think it would be good in a Greek salad or something like that. It's better in something than on its own, I think. But it's a good recipe. I think that brining it makes a big difference. Marinating it, it's a longer process, but I think it's worth it if you are somebody who misses feta, uses a lot, likes to make dishes where you want that salty, umami, I don't know what to say, feta-y flavor. So what are my final thoughts on these two recipes? The cottage cheese recipe from It Doesn't Taste Like Chicken, amazing. Sam nailed it for sure. I love it. I have been enjoying it with my peaches as sort of a dessert and snack. And the nice thing about it is that there's so much protein in it that as a snack during the day, it really does keep you satiated. So it's awesome. Tons of protein in it, like I said. So that's a recipe I will definitely make again. Absolutely love it. The Easy Vegan Feta from plantfullybasedblog.com. I will make it again if I am making recipes that call for feta cheese. I think it will crumble actually really well, and maybe that'll be better on dishes or pastas, or actually I might make a flatbread pizza, and I will use my black olives, sun-dried tomatoes, and this feta on it. It'll be awesome. So yeah, that's my review of those two recipes, and certainly the cottage cheese one was a lot faster. But I'm not saying that this one is bad at all. I think it's worth it if you really love those flavors, are missing that, and have recipes that you want to use it for. So I hope you guys enjoyed that experiment as much as I did. I'm going to go eat my dinner now and relax. So I hope you guys are doing well. I hope you're staying safe. Remember, in a world where you can be anything, eat good food, be kind. I love you, and I'll see you next time. Are you hungry? You haven't been eating a whole lot. Are you on a diet? Getting your bikini body happening for spring and summer? I'll get you some wet food as soon as I'm done. Okay? So? All right.